What is going on, everybody? It is the HHN dog here, the leader of the pack, and I am back with another Halloween Horror Nights video. Now obviously this is not another announcement video, but in today's video I'm here to tell you my HHN 29 house and Scarezone hype list. So before I get started, I'm not going to go into too much detail. I may throw in a couple of little bit of details on why the houses and scare zones are in order or in the order they are. But again, not going to go into too much detail. So let's get started with the scare zones. For number one, I have An Arcade. An Arcade, from what the press release said about it, it's going to be all neon. It's going to be an 80s neon gang of slashers in an arcade, which is really amazing, which sounds really awesome. So excuse me, An Arcade, obviously number one. Number two, we have Rob Zombie's Hellbilly Deluxe. If you watched my Scarezone announcement video, I said that I loved Rob Zombie's music, and I'm still standing by that statement. I love Rob Zombie's music, and just by seeing pictures and video of the Scarezone updates with the sets and props throughout the Scarezone, this Scarezone, it's gonna be amazing. Listening to Rob Zombie's music come to life, it's just gonna be really amazing. Number three, we have Vanity Ball. Vanity Ball is going to be over on Hollywood Boulevard, and this scare zone is going to be really amazing. I can just imagine what the characters are going to look like, with their faces all scarred up from being experimented on, of course, like plastic surgery gone wrong. So this scare zone is going to be really amazing. I'm looking forward to this scare zone. Number four, Zombieland Double Tap. This was really hard for me to find out where to place Zombieland Double Tap. Do not get me wrong, Zombieland Double Tap, I'm looking forward to it. I love the first movie, and I'm looking forward to the movie Zombieland Double Tap. Now, do not take any of this seriously. Of course, everyone's lists, they change. My hype list, it could change. My final rankings list at the end of the event, it's definitely going to change. It definitely is going to change once I go through all 10 houses and walk through all 5 scare zones. So Zombieland Double Tap, it could really surprise me with the music, the characters, and everything that's going to go on in the scare zone. And number 5, Vikings Undead. This scare zone, again, this was really difficult because just by what the press release says about Vikings Undead, it sounds really cool. So again, this list could change once I go see the event. So again, An Arcade is at 1, Rob Zombie at 2, Vanity Ball at 3, Zombieland Double Tap at 4, and Vikings Undead at 5. Now on to the houses. Number 1 is Yeti, Terror of the Yukon. Oh yes, ever since Horror Night Nightmares, shout out to them as always, ever since they released their annual Halloween Horror Night speculation map, this was on their speculation map. It was known as the Appalachian Yeti house. As soon as I saw that, I knew that was going to be number 1 on my hype list, because this house sounds amazing. It sounds really cool. So yes, of course, Yeti Terror of the Yukon is number 1 on my house list. Number 2, Universal Monsters. I have been looking forward to the Universal Monsters return to HHN since their last appearance was at Halloween Horror Nights 22 in Universal's House of Horrors, where it was all lit, black and white. It was very dark in that house, and that house scared me like crazy. So it's going to be really amazing to see the Universal monsters in a much scarier form in this brand new house. So Universal Monsters at number 2. Number 3, House of 1,000 Corpses. This house obviously was the 10th and final house announced for Universal Orlando's HHN. So this house is going to be really, really cool because I love the movie. I really love the movie a lot. So it's going to be really amazing to be encounter characters like Spaulding, Otis, Baby Firefly, and the rest of the Firefly family, and Dr. Satan and the rest of the quote-unquote 1,000 corpses, if you want to say that. So House of 1,000 Corpses is at number 3. Number 4, Depths of Fear. This house, when it was announced, when I read the press release, this house sounds like it's going to be seriously claustrophobic. Now me, I do not have that problem of claustrophobia. I don't have that problem. So this house is going to be really, really scary. Is it going to be intense? Probably not. But again, this house, just like just like I said earlier about Zombieland Double Tap, Depths of Fear could really catch me off guard, and it could, go up on my list. So I don't know yet. I'll have to go to the event, obviously, and go through it. Number 5, Graveyard Games. This house, it may not be as scary as I think it will. It could be. I know if you watched my Graveyard Games announcement video, I said that I love anything graveyard themed in a haunted house. So this house, it could be really, really scary, but don't know yet. I'll just have to go through the house again to, see if my thoughts change. Number 6, Nightingales Blood Pit. Now, if you went through the house Nightingales Blood Pit at HHN 21, I've heard that house was really, really scary. I did not get a chance to go through that house, but I did get to manage to see a little snippet of what the Nightingales are like in the Jack Presents 25 Years of Monsters and Mayhem house. So those creatures, the Nightingales, are really scary. So seeing them in a Roman time or Roman era, it really ups the ante on the scare factor. So Nightingales Blood Pit, it's going to be really scary. Number 7, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So I've heard a lot of people say this, and I'm going to have to agree. A lot of scare zones do not translate well into houses. For example, Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat, amazing scare zone. I believe it won Scare Zone of the Year at HHN 27. But the house, not so great. The house, don't get me wrong, the house was designed beautifully. It was like walking through the movie itself, but the problem I had with the house, I missed so many scares in that house. I wanted to love Trick or Treat. I wanted to love it, but the problem was I missed so many scares. But again, don't get me wrong, walking through the house, it was like walking through the movie. It was beautifully designed and, it was designed very beautifully. But again, I missed all the scares. So I'm really, really hoping that Killer Clowns is a different story. I'm hoping I get scared. But the Scare Zone, Killer Clowns, awesome. So here's to hoping Killer Clowns from Outer Space, really surprises everyone and says, hey, maybe Scare Zones can be translated into houses perfectly. Number 8, Ghostbusters. When this was announced, I was caught highly off guard by it, to be honest. It's not, obviously Ghostbusters is not a horror property. It's more comedy. So it's low on my list, but again, it could really surprise me, but I don't think it's not. I mean, it could surprise it could surprise a lot of people, but I don't think it's going to go any higher on my list. Like, I don't even think it's going to break the top 5 when I do my final rankings list at the end of the event. Number 9, Stranger Things. Obviously, last year's house, very popular. It won House of the Year, which I don't agree with that. But, but last year's house, it was okay. It wasn't scary. They did an amazing job on it. It was perfectly attributed to season 1, obviously. It was, like walking through season 1, obviously. I had a couple of great scares in there by the Demogorgon, but again, it was okay. So maybe Stranger Things 2 can really surprise me. Just have to wait and see. And number 10, Us. I love the movie a lot. I love Us a lot. But I didn't expect it to come this soon. Because, again, if you follow Horror Night Nightmares on their speculation map, there was an original house on there called the Tooth Fairy. Or it was on their map, it was rumored to be a Tooth Fairy original house. When that got scrapped, when it finally came up saying unknown IP, no one had any idea what that unknown IP was. But then when it was revealed to be speculated that it could be Jordan Peele's Us, I was like, okay, this can go one of two ways. The house can go really good, or it can go really bad. I'm in the middle. I love the movie Us, and the house, it could be really scary. It could really catch a lot of people off guard. But again, we'll have to wait and see on what it does. So, yeah. So that's going to do it for my HHN 29 House and Scarezone hype list. Again, Yeti, Terror of the Yukon at 1, Universal Monsters at 2, House of a Thousand Corpses at 3, Depths of Fear at 4, Graveyard Games at 5, Nightingales at 6, Killer Clowns at 7, Ghostbusters at 8, Stranger Things at 9, and 10 at Us. So, yeah, that's going to be my final hype list. But again, when I do my final rankings list at the end of the event, a lot of quote-unquote pieces are going to get moved around. Like, Zombieland could jump up to number 1, or, Us could jump up to number 1, but I'm not going to jump the gun that quick. So I'll have to attend the event first, and then do all 10 houses and experience all 5 scare zones. So finally see what my final rankings list looks like. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really apologize. I really am sorry if this video was just all over the place. So again, I'm sorry. But tell me your house and Scarezone hype list in the comment section down below. So thank you everyone so much for watching. I would love to hear everyone's hype list. Again, tell me in the comment section down below. So thank you everyone so much for watching. And until next time, I will see you all in the doghouse.